What is going on, guys? Money Webby here, back again on Monday. A brand new week. Time to win some money here. We got a 7-game slate for this one. I got it broken down for DraftKings. 6 of my favorite plays. The money 6 for the day. 2 pitchers, 3 hitters, and a value batter to go ahead and throw out there in your lineup. So go ahead and drop a like in the video before we get going. I greatly appreciate that. Let's try to get over 70 likes in this one. Thank you so much if we can get that done. But let's just hop into it. I'm going to go with Steven Strasburg to start it off at $13,600. His price is up there, but the matchup is fantastic. Pitching in San Diego, one of the best places to go and pitch, and he's going against one of the worst lineups in Major League Baseball, and they're striking out a ton. They're actually striking out the most of any team in Major League Baseball. And Strasburg, we know he's a great strikeout pitcher with a 28% K rate so far in the year. And like I said, he's getting that park upgrade here. Coming off a solid game last time out against Pittsburgh, 33 DraftKings points. And against the Dodgers, he did well, 27. Kind of struggled against that Arizona lineup, but think he's just due for another big game here. He has that crazy good upside like we saw against Pittsburgh. Against Atlanta, he got 35. So I think he can reach 30-plus DraftKings points, honestly, in this spot against San Diego. So go ahead and lock him in there. I feel very safe about him, and he has crazy good upside. And for my second guy, it's really tough to kind of pay up for one of these other guys at the top. You really have to go super, super value with the hitters. And I wanted to go a little bit more risky with my second guy, but a guy that I think honestly has good upside here in this spot. It's going to be Fernando Romero, a pretty good prospect for this Twins team. He had a good start in his first time out against Toronto. He ended up getting 22 DraftKings points there, getting 5 strikeouts and 5.2 innings. And the thing is that a lot of people are praising his pitching stuff. Like his pitches had a ton of movement on him. I actually was watching some highlights of his first start, and like his pitchers are really hard to kind of get a location on. And the only thing that really concerns me is his command in this game. But I think if he can control his command for the most part, like he did against Toronto, still gave up 3 walks. But if he can just have like another one of these starts, I think he can have a solid game and get around 20 DraftKings points, honestly. He has that strikeout stuff. And the Cardinals are down one of their best hitters in Molina in this spot. So that definitely opens some things up. And it's a solid pitching park in St. Louis with some solid pitching conditions. 8-mile-an-hour winds blowing in from right field. So that can definitely help Romero hit down some of those fly balls. So I think Romero is going to be in for another solid start here. He's really going to want to prove to this Twins team that he has what it takes until he can stay in the Major League Baseball league, or just stay in baseball in the professional level, hopefully with the rest of his career. So I think Romero is going to come out here very motivated. He has a cool story behind him as well. I read that, but not enough time to dive into that. But 7,700, I'll take the value there for my second guy. I think he has good upside on that value. So it leaves you with a little bit more upside for the hitting. I think if you go Romero rather than one of these aces at the top and like Hendricks, Dallas Keuchel, Ross, or one of these other guys. So I'm going to go with Romero there. And for my first hitter, though, I'm going to go with some value guys still. Like, you still need a little bit of value because Strasburg is so expensive. But Michael Conforto at 3,400, he's really struggling this year. But we know this guy, what he's capable of. And he has a great matchup here against Homer Bailey, a guy that has allowed 2 home runs per 9 innings, 2 left-handed batters on the year. So he's allowing a lot of hard contact and power to the lefties, and Conforto is a guy that has shown great power against right-handed pitchers. If you just look at last year, he had a 292 ISO against righties and a 40% hard hit rate. So he had some great just power and contact against them. And Homer Bailey doesn't have great stuff in general, and also he has the benefit of 9-mile-an-hour winds blowing to right field in this game. So I think Conforto can get a hold of one in this game. He's still going to be in the meat of that lineup, probably in the top 5. So he's going to have some RBI opportunities up there in that lineup. And at 3,400, it's a great discount considering what Conforto is capable of. Like, we saw his price all the way back April 21st. He was at 4,600. So now he's down to 3,400. So we're going to take the discount there. We know that he's a great hitter. He's shown those flashes in his career, but I think this is the game where he can get it going here against Homer Bailey. So go ahead and lock him in there. We're going to stick with the Mets. We're going to stick with another outfielder, another lefty bat, Jay Bruce, another guy that's kind of been struggling here for this Mets lineup. 236, 2 home runs, 12 RBIs. Not great what you're looking for Jay Bruce. But like I mentioned, Homer Bailey, not a great pitcher, doesn't have great strikeout stuff, and he does give up a good amount of hard contact and home runs, as we mentioned before. So Jay Bruce, another guy that has great power against right-handed pitchers, can definitely get a hold of one against Bailey, and he'll be in the meat of the lineup as well. The Mets are projected 4.8 runs, so Vegas likes him a good amount. And with Jay Bruce and Conforto, one of those guys I think should be able to get some good upside against Homer Bailey, even if not both of them. So I like Jay Bruce. Started his career with the Cincinnati Reds, so maybe he still has a little bit of a chip on his shoulder against the Reds. Hopefully a little bit of a narrative there. But Jay Bruce, 3,800. Go ahead and lock him in there. And for my third and final guy of the core, we're going to go with Herrera here. Nice spot against Jeff Samardzija at 3,700. Nice little discount considering how well he's been hitting against right-handed pitchers on the year. If you look at his average against right-handed pitchers, he has a 372 average against them. But then if you look at his average at home against them, he has a 410 average in Philly against right-handed pitchers. So not a big sample size, but Philadelphia has been a pretty solid hitting park over the last few years. If you look at last year, it actually allowed the most home runs to hitters out of every park, and this year it's one of the top hitting parks still on the year. So I think Herrera in the spot can get it done against Jeff Samardzija, who's facing a park downgrade here, going from San Fran to Philly. And Samardzija has had a tough start against left-handed batters on the year. So I think Herrera, a great spot for him, can get a hold of one and get a few doubles and stuff like that and just be able to return enough value. His upside isn't crazy. He doesn't have like huge home run upside, but he is a guy that can rack up a few hits, get a few doubles, and just get some good runs and stuff like that. He does have the power. He got 2 home runs against Atlanta, 32 DraftKings points, but this is more of like a safe kind of like 10 to 15 DraftKings player, I think, in this game against Samardzija, but he definitely has the upside still, and he has a very interesting looking beard. I've never seen a guy dye his beard before. Pretty sure that's dyed. But Herrera, interesting spot here. I like him a lot. Go ahead and lock him in there. So that gets you up to 3,560 remaining per player. That's the core, and for my value guy, we're going to go with the guy at 3,500, John Hicks here. He's he's catcher and first base eligible in the spot, but at 3,500, he's a guy that has some good power upside against Matt Moore. Not a good pitcher. He's a lefty pitcher as well, so you got that lefty with righty split. Hicks has had a lot of hard contact against left-handed pitchers throughout his career and some solid power, and this is going to be in Texas as well. Nice park upgrade for Hicks. Texas has been one of the best hitting parks on the season for hitters, so some high temperatures, some ability to hit that home run in this game. So Matt Moore, not a good strikeout pitcher as well. And Hicks has been a guy that has really been struggling striking out throughout his career. So against Matt Moore here, he has that benefit as well. So at 3,500, I like his upside here. It should be around like the 5th spot in the order with Miguel Cabrera out for this game. So Hicks, like him a lot. Go ahead and lock him in there. So that gets you up to 3,575 remaining per player with those plays. You got some great value throughout the board there. So I hope you guys enjoyed it. Be sure to leave a like before you head out on this one. Let's try to get over 70 likes like I mentioned. And definitely hit that subscribe button if you haven't already to get these plays every single day. And you can hit that bell icon to get alerted every time I upload these MLB videos. I also do NBA DraftKings picks every single time. There's like a 2-game slate for this playoffs. No 1-game slate videos, but pretty much every time we have like a reasonable slate. So stay tuned for all those videos. I wish you guys the best of luck on the 7-game slate. Hopefully we take home some money, and we'll see you back here again next time.